not kissing a straight man. Hey guys, it's your girl Sierra. Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be about Tristan Milligan from Degrassi. So first we're going to cover who is Tristan, his jealousy, crush on Cam, the play, his crush on Adam, season 13, back at school, basketball, friendship triangle, Grant, and Tristan and Miles, and plus lessons learned. All right, so let's dive right on in. So first off, who is Tristan Milligan? Tristan Milligan is Owen's little brother. He's introduced in season 11. He's our gay character. We finally get a gay character who's just comes in as gay. We don't have to deal with the whole mess going on how they got there. He's just there. He's just gay. And we don't know his home life at all, just to be quite honest. And also, this is a tidbit going back to the part of my first video I did on Degrassi when it comes to Owen as a character and his homophobia that he exhibited on Degrassi. We just don't know anything about when Tristan came out to his family, when he came out to Owen, because Owen knows now, he knows by now, by season 11, when Tristan's introduced, he knows that Tristan is gay. So I'm just saying, I'm just reiterating, I would have loved to have seen when Owen would actually like apologize to Riley and Zane and actually like come to terms with his homophobia. I love to would have seen that. Like, if y'all were gonna make Owen a redeemable character, like that would have been the way to do it. With the first point, which is jealousy. Tristan is jealous that Tori spends all of her time with Zig, so he wants to kind of break them up. So he ends up going to the gym where Owen is, and he's like trying to figure out how to get Zoe to break up, how to get Tori to break up with Zig. But he also really wants a boyfriend, and he's really lonely, clearly, because Tori has her boyfriend, she has Zig, and it's just Tristan. He doesn't really have anyone outside of the school or even really in the school to connect to like that. So when Maya joins the group, he kind of latches onto her too. They're like, oh my God, this is my trio. These are my close friends. And then stuff starts to escalate slowly but surely. But ultimately, I feel like for Tristan as a character, it really starts off with his loneliness and his need to get a boyfriend and his jealousy when it comes to his friends having significant others. Wow. So let's jump to point number 2, which I know it's out of order from what I just stated, but I was rewatching it and I forgot that he had a crush on Adam before he had a crush on Cam. Exactly. Things that we do when we start to rewatch episodes, we piece things together, we fix things up a bit. So going to his crush on Adam, he starts to actually send Adam secret admirer letters. So he ends up going on a double date with Adam and Tori and Zig. And in this double date, he finds out that Adam is not the G in LGBTQ. He is the T. And for Adam, this is like a huge flex for him. He's like, oh my God, they see me as a man. Like, this is amazing for me. But for Tristan, he's like, oh, see you like girls. Like, and that's why I'm like, yeah. So Tristan is hurt in this situation because he's not getting the boyfriend that he wants. So he's like, I guess I'll just try again. So he's still lonely. He's still having some resentment, some jealousness when it comes to Tori and Zig together. And then Maya is not with Cam yet, but we're about to get there because this boy is about to feel really lonely. Jumping to point number 3, which is his crush on Cam. So I forgot what episode, I forgot to write that down, but in one episode, him and Maya and Cam are grouped together for a project, and immediately, because Cam needs to find a group for the project, Tristan pinches Maya and she raises her hand, And she's like, ow, like, dude, what are you doing? He's like, oh my God, he's like really cute. Like, he should be in our group type of thing, which is totally normal. We've all done it before. Don't lie. We've all done that. So they end up in the group together working on a project. Tristan has a crush, and Maya forgot to log out of her face range page, and she is friends with Cam on there. So he decides to message Cam via Maya's face range. Yeah, we got a little catfish going on, just a little bit. But that's mainly because he was nervous to talk to him. So come to find out, Cam is straight and he's into Maya. And stung by this heartbreak, Tristan feels even more left out of the group because he doesn't have a boyfriend. Because now Maya is into Cam, Cam's into Maya. Tori and Zig are going strong. So he's just like, well, damn. Like, who do I have? I don't have nobody. So he's very much just alone now at this point. So we move on to point number 4, which is the play. So Tristan is very adamant to kiss a guy before the kiss between him and Dave, because he's like, I'm not kissing a straight man. He's like, I'm not doing that, no. Which, yeah. I truly support that. Like, please, like, let's not do that. I mean, it's a play, but it would also be his first kiss. So he's like, why would I want my first kiss to be a play, first of all, and my first kiss to be with a straight man who didn't even want to do the play with me because I'm gay and he didn't want to be seen as gay. No, I don't want that as my reputation. Granted, I wouldn't either. Like, I'd be like, anybody want to smooch? Anybody want to, like, please, anybody. So he ends up actually getting a crush on this guy, Fabian. I think it's Fabian. They said on the Degrassi Wikipedia page, or Degrassi page, it says the guy's name is Fab. I'm guessing that was short for Fabian, so I'm just gonna go for Fabian. She starts to like him and wants to pretty much like try to get Fabian to like open up to him so he can have Fabian be his first kiss. And so he ends up asking Fiona and Imogen, what's it like to be in love, especially what's it like to be in a relationship as a gay couple, you know. And they're like, it's great. Like, how did you like know you had feelings for each other? Like, what was it like? Because he's just so curious to know what it's like to be in a relationship, especially being in a openly non-heterosexual in a homosexual relationship. Like, he's just like very open. He really wants to know what it's like. He wants to find love, and ultimately he does get his kiss from Fabian, and the play ends up going really well. But that's it. We don't see Fabian ever again. Like, it was just purely for the kiss. Like, we don't get him at all. So let's jump to season 13. Tristan gets an instant crush on Miles. And this is summertime. Season 13, episode 1, summertime. And Tori's moved away, and so he latches on to Maya to be his BFF. He's very clingy. He's very much like Fiona, craving connection any way he can get, and especially with a deep connection. He's like, I don't have a boyfriend, so I'm relying on you to do all of to pretty much be my emotional crush, to be my everything for me. And so they end up going to Paris. The whole trip is messy, and I'm just going to give like a brief info. Trip to Paris is messy. Tristan pretends Maya is his girlfriend to hide his crush on Miles while rooming with him, because he's rooming with Miles and he's rooming with Chewy. I love Chew. I love Winston Chew so much. She's so freaking cute. And in the midst of the chaos all going on, because also Zoe is involved. Zoe is Miles' ex. And then Zoe's jealous of Maya because she thinks that Maya likes Miles, but it's really Tristan that likes Miles. Yeah, you know, we're not gonna get into all that. It was too messy. But in the midst of the chaos, Maya accidentally tells Miles how she feels about him, but also accidentally tells him that Tristan likes him. Yeah, it gets to that, and it's on accident. It's not like Maya's like just completely outed him. It came out because now in the moment at the time, Miles was like all up under Zoe, like they were like officially together or whatever, or at least like they were kissing and doing the most in Paris, whatever. And so she was like, well, you need to stop flaunting it all over the place because, you know, Tristan likes you. So it was something like that. And he was like, what? I'm like, oh my God damn it. Because she thought that Tristan told Miles that he had feelings for him. That's the thing too. Tristan doesn't communicate worth a shit. He doesn't communicate worth shit. So it's always up to Maya pretty much to say something, and she doesn't say it because she has to. She says it because she thinks that he told somebody that. Like, he doesn't communicate. He doesn't communicate. He wants a boyfriend, but he doesn't communicate with other people when he has an issue or when he has feelings or anything like that. He doesn't do that. And it's kind of annoying, actually realizing that. Like, he doesn't do it. Like, he didn't do it to Cam. He just found out that Cam was into Maya, so he was just like, oh, crush null and voided. The date with Adam was null and voided. He didn't just outright say like, oh, I have a crush on you. They were talking and then it came up. He was like, oh, I'm the T. He's like, what? So it's kind of like as if he never really had that moment of communication. And so then when he does get to a certain level with somebody, when it just comes to like just being a friend or even just like starting a relationship with them, even if it's friend-based or whatever, it's still a relationship, but he doesn't give any information. He doesn't communicate because he never got to that level. So then when Maya spills it out, he's mad at her. I'm like, well, you can't be mad at her because she thought you told him. Like, bro, like you can't hold everything in forever. You gotta freaking say something. My God. Which at the same time, it kind of reminds me of me when I was like in high school and middle school. I would have a crush on a guy and I would never tell him. So at the same time, I kind of agree with Tristan. It's kind of like, no, why would I do that? You would like literally would be like sitting in class and be like, oh my God, I have a crush on this guy. He's so cute. And my friends would be like, well, why don't you tell him? I'm like, why would I do that? I'm sorry. That's not gonna happen. I'm not telling him that. They're like, what are you gonna do with this information that you have now? I'm like, nothing. So I kind of agree with Tristan, to be quite honest. We're both messy like that. So jumping to back to school. Tristan says he wants a guy friend, but he probably feels as if like he has to accept anything because he craves the attention, but he's not getting the romantic connection that he wants. So he's like, I'll take a guy best friend. Shit, give me something. And so he wants a loving connection, but there's nothing wrong with that. But the real problems start to come later on. Let's go to the basketball team. So during the basketball team situation, Miles and Tristan make the team, but Miles is pissed that he isn't he can't start. And he says that he needs an edge. He needs something to push him to be recognized by Dallas. I say who was in charge at the time? It was Dallas. To get him to start. Miles's dad is I'll probably have to do a separate video on Miles. My God, because my God, that was a whole situation with that. Tristan is willing to do anything to make him happy, so he ends up giving him steroids the first time, and Miles is like, oh, thank you, yes, I got an edge now. And he actually does well, but then Miles kind of tells the team that Tristan gave him steroids, so then Tristan ends up collecting pills from Owen, and it's not even steroids, it's vitamin C. So he's tricking them, and Dallas catches him because he's like, what do you mean you giving people steroids? What do you mean? When they fail their drug test, I'm gonna say when they take a drug test, it's not gonna be good for the team. And that's when he's like, oh, they're vitamin C, they're not steroids. He's like, now they're gonna be pissed at you because now they're not real. Like, dude, you put yourself in a hole, in a predicament that you can't get out of, all because Tristan wants that connection. He wants a relationship with somebody outside of Maya, just outside of Maya, because Tori's gone. So who else does he have? So he wants something else. He wants something to fill some type of void. And so he really struggles with standing up for himself and speaking up for himself. That's the thing that Tristan seems to struggle with at the beginning, up until one of the other situations. Now I want to talk about the friendship triangle. Zoe comes in with such an attitude, and she's very defensive. And she's the celebrity. She's the actor from Tristan and Tori's favorite show, West Side Drive, I think it was. Something like that. West Drive. I think it was West Drive. So him and Tori used to react to the show, and Tristan idolized her because she's from the show, and I think that's really why he even latched onto her in the first place, because it's like, oh my God, it's a celebrity. Oh my God, it's from my favorite show. She's my favorite celebrity. Latches onto her because it's like, oh, now she's at Degrassi. But then with Zoe and Maya, with their situation going back and forth over Miles, and mainly Zoe, because Maya wasn't doing a damn thing about this. She was just like, what the hell's wrong with you? But Zoe was just doing the absolute most, and it went from like small stuff in Paris to Zoe actually distributing nudes of Maya. They're fake, but still, of Maya from her, after her music video shoot where Miles was helping out. And the one, I don't know if I can find the clip, but you know where the one where she had the fabric wrapped around her, and then, you know, it's like unfolding her type of thing, being like, oh my God, you see me bare.
Strip me bare, I want you to take it off. Look at the real me and don't ever stop.
She wasn't even really naked. I think she had like a bikini on or something like that, but still. And the thing is, Tristan doesn't even have the balls to stand up for his own, for his supposed BFF. Like, this is supposedly your best friend forever, but you can't even stand up for her when Zoe is targeting her. You don't speak up for yourself. You don't speak up for anybody else. If I was Maya, you wouldn't even be my friend, because how can you literally just sit here and just let this skate by and not say anything to her? He's constantly struggling to befriend both girls, but he doesn't know how to say no. He doesn't know how to put Zoe in her place, because Zoe has been doing stuff this entire time to Maya, and Maya hasn't even done a dang on thing to her. The only time she did do something was when she finally fought her, and even then that fight was dull as hell. Anyway, but really, it feels like to me that Zoe really isn't his friend, at least at the beginning. He's a fan, and she's just a self-absorbed, heinous person. And she probably saw that as like her way of, as like a confidence boost, probably, of having Tristan at her beck and call, pretty much. And the fact that she's done all these things to Maya, and Maya's like, no, I'm not going to associate myself with you. She's probably used to people just accepting her as she is, which is a heinous person, but not doing anything about it. She's probably used to people like Tristan just letting her do whatever she wants. But Maya's not the one or the two. Maya said, nah, I'm not doing this with you. Like, I don't know why you hate me. Like, where is all this coming from, girl? Just because Miles wanted me and not you? Like, are you that pressed? So it really feels like Tristan is so desperate for connection in any type of way, he would sacrifice someone for another person. He's trying to replace somebody. Just like how I said Fiona was replacing each person, each deep connection in her life, and it was constantly being uprooted and taken out, but not by her doing. Tristan is doing it the opposite way. He's taking the people out. Minus Tori. Tori up and left. But literally, he had Maya as the BFF, and then as soon as Zoe comes along, you're still my friend, but you put Zoe there and put Zoe on the pedestal. And can't even, he's like, I don't know how to, oh my gosh, she's here at the play. This is like Thanksgiving weekend. This is also the time where Claire and Drew get together. But he's like trying to be like, oh my God, but Zoe's gonna be doing this with me. And Maya's like, I just want to be there for you. He's like, I don't know what to do. He could not be my friend. Because what do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean you can't be my friend? Like, what do you mean you can't figure this out? You can't stand up for yourself. You can't stand up for me. Like, you're not a good person either. Like, because clearly you don't have a freaking backbone. Put her in her place. What's she gonna do? What is she gonna do? Clearly nothing. Zoe, at some point, Zoe was going to get what was coming to her. Not in the sense of what happened to her, but she needed somebody to knock her down a few pegs. And everybody was scared to do so. Okay? Y'all weren't scared to do that to Paige, but y'all scared to do that to Zoe? Ooh. Zoe needed some of that. Now, jumping to Grant. He has a crush on a teacher. It doesn't really amount to anything, and it's not even a relationship because Grant is a creep. All teacher-student relationships are not even relationships. It's assault. That's really what it is. It's really creepy. It's really weird. No, we don't like that with anyone. I didn't like that for Paige. I didn't like that for Manny and that creepy professor. I do not like it for Tristan. Like, no, I don't. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. But Maya finds out and she tells Simpson and he's pissed and drops Maya because he's like, I can't have, you get to have everything. I can't have nothing. I'm like, he's taking it so personally, and it's like, she's like, that's not what it is. It's like, he's a freaking teacher, but he is so blinded because he is so desperate for love and connection that he doesn't care who he gets it from. He could get it from the tree. He'd be fine with that. Like, he was fine with that. And then Grant, I think Grant threw him under the bus. Oh, also another teacher relationship, Miss Owen Sapp. I didn't like that either. I forgot that one. But Tristan was so desperate for that, he didn't care. And so he threw Maya under the bus again and just threw her off to the wayside. Like, at that point, I've been like, Maya, girl, I would leave this man alone because clearly he is so desperate for connection that he's willing to sacrifice you any chance he can get. They make up later, which I don't know why, to be quite honest. It was pointless. I really don't care. And then we get Tristan and Miles. See, Tristan and Miles, it was so bad how they got together, to be quite honest, because literally Miles tells Tristan that no one will ever love him. And somehow y'all end up making out at the end of the episode. Like I said, Tristan is so desperate for connection that he's going to take it however he can get it. And this is a guy that literally just told you that no one will ever love you. And then he turns around and was like, oh, I'm sorry, that's not what I meant. You're a catch. You're a great guy. And falls for it immediately. Make that make sense. Just make it make sense. Their whole relationship, it doesn't even feel like a true relationship to me because it's like, it just feels so weird. How can Miles say that and then turn around and be like, oh, I want to be with you? No, it's giving Declan a little bit. It's giving a little bit of Declan. Like, how are you going to tell somebody no one will ever love you and then you get with them? I would feel pissed. I'd be mad if you'd be like, no one ever love you, and then later you're like, hey, you want to go on a date? No, I have better standards than I have better standards than you. But Tristan doesn't have standards. He's desperate for love and connection. So he's getting it however he can. And then with his thing with Miles, going back and forth with whatever was going on, it was just too much for me. Ultimately, we get to the end where in next class with the bus incident and Tristan ends up in a coma. Now we get Miles being like, oh, I just love you so much. But then you cheat on him with Lola. Miles did not love Tristan. He did not. There is no way in hell that Miles loved Tristan. And if he did, I hope that love will never find me. I hope that love will never find you, because that is not love. I don't know what that is, but I do not like it. I don't. It's messy, it's bad, and it's not good. It's not good whatsoever. It's just not. So, what did we learn? We learned to find love within your friendships. Like, actually, like, just truly love your friendships and truly value them. Be loyal to them. Tristan. Don't throw them under the bus. Tristan. You can't please everyone either. He's also kind of like a people pleaser because he wanted to please Zoe and Maya. You can't be a people pleaser. You just can't. You have to pick. You can't do that. We're gonna have to pick. You have to pick a side. You're gonna have to speak up for yourself to yourself. Speak up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. And value yourself. You have to have some type of value within yourself to not accept love from someone who tells you that no one's going to love you. You have to have some type of value where you aren't susceptible to these creepy teachers telling you that you're special and making out with you in a closet. Like, no, we gotta have some type of bass in our voice, some type of value, some type of confidence, some type of, I don't know, just something more than what Tristan had. And I feel like those are the kind of lessons that we learned from Tristan Milligan's storyline, history, journey on Degrassi. If you like this video, be sure to like this video. Comment below what you think about Tristan. Maybe Tristan and Miles' relationship. Please, can we talk about it? Because I did not like them whatsoever. Baby, it was not for me. So until next time, stay magical. Bye.